The GEMS-413 is gaseous effluent monitor and sampler. The GEMS-413 is designed to monitor gaseous effluent from nuclear power plant in post-accident and harsh post-accident conditions. Harsh sample with temperature up to 95 degrees Celsius and high humidity is taken from ventilation stack to the GEMS-413 via heated sampling line. Radioactive particulates and iodine are sampled in the heated shielded samplers GES-10. Sampling times, total sample volumes and filters dose rates are measured in both GES-10 samplers. Sample temperature and humidity are reduced in heat exchanger and condenser. Condensed water is collected in shielded vessel placed in the bottom of the condenser. Radioactive noble gas volume activity is measured in high-range NGD-13 noble gas detector. Air sample flow rate is provided by pump with mass flow rate meter and controller. The sampling containers with exposed particulate filters or iodine cartridges have to be removed from GES-10 shielded chambers and transport in shielded trolley to the gamma spectroscopy laboratory to evaluate radiation accident impact on the population and environment surroundings nuclear power plant. The purge of sampling lines and chambers, heat exchanger and noble gas detector before filters removal must be executed to reduce contamination risk and operator personal doses. The purge is done automatically after end of sampling. On LCD is indicated when the purge has not been done. The manual purge shall be initiated in that case. The successful end of purge is indicated on LCD. Build-in SDG-04 monitors measure dose rate from exposed filters in GES-10 sampling chambers. Dose rate is recalculated on value of dose rate for worker changing filters with manipulator in 1 meter distance. Dose rate red lamps on panel and red channels on LCD are displayed when safety dose rate threshold for filter change was exceeded. The process has to be stopped and radiation protection specialist shall be contacted. When dose rate red lamps on panel are off and green channels on LCD are displayed, operator can proceed with the change filter procedure. The trolley with installed 30 mm thick lead shielded container for exposed filters and the handling rod for remote filter manipulation H has to be moved from designated location next to the GES-10 chamber. The floor under the trolley shall not be contaminated. Before removing the container lead lid, the 2 lock nuts must be loosened and the lock screws folded down. The lock nuts shall remain on the lock screws. To start procedure for replacing exposed filters, press the sampling settings button on the main LCD screen and then the filters replacement button on the sampling settings screen. The change filters screen displays information on readiness, purge status, door lock status and filter status for both sampling chambers. The unlock the chamber releases the electromagnetic door lock. Unlock status is signaled by a red LED on the instrument panel and by a red color on the LCD screen. The door is automatically locked if the chamber door is not opened within the preset time interval. During opening the door of the sampling chamber, the worker must take advantage of its shielding properties and move in such way that the door is as much as possible between his body and the exposed filters. The door must be opened in a steady, slow motion and secured in the open position with a safety lock latch. The open door status is signaled by a red LED on the instrument panel and by a red color on the LCD screen. All subsequent manipulations must be carried out by the worker as quickly as is safely possible, keeping as much distance as possible from the sampling container with exposed filters. The tungsten shielded sampling container remains secured and connected to the sampling line when the chamber door is opened. The worker unlocks and disconnects the sampling container from the sampling route by lifting the securing lever using a handling rod. The unlocked container status filter not ready is signaled by a red LED on the instrument panel and a red color on the LCD screen. The work container catches the hooks on the handling bar, lifts it from the pad and transfers it to the open shielded container on the trolley. Subsequently, using the handling rod, he moves the lid to the shading container. Secure the closed lid with the locking screws and tighten the locking nuts. The worker inserts a new sampling container with a new aerosol and iodine filters into the open sampling chamber. The yellow markings on the sampling container must be positioned towards the door of the sampling chamber above the container presence microsensor. The worker connects and secures the sampling container to the sampling route by lowering the securing lever. The correct connection and securing of the sampling container is signaled by the red LED filter not ready going out on the instrument panel and the green color filter inserted on the LCD screen. The worker unlocks the safety locking latch and places it in the basic position. He closes the door of the sampling chamber with a steady, slow movement. When the doors are closed, they are automatically locked, which is signaled by the going out of the red LED door open and unlocked on the instrument panel and the green color door closed and locked on the LCD screen. Return the handling rod to the designated location. Transport the sampling container with the exposed filters to the gamma spectrometry laboratory using a transport trolley with a shielded container. Do not use the lifts in emergency situations. The trolley allows transport even up the stairs. The procedure for placing the filters in the tungsten sampling container is as follows. Place an emergency fiberglass particulate filter over the inlet portion of an emergency silver-activated zeolite iodine cartridge. The direction of sample flow through the iodine cartridge is indicated by an arrow. Secure the particulate filter on the iodine cartridge with the limiting locking ring. Insert the filter assembly into the sampling container and secure the bottom of the sampling container. The correct position of the bottom is marked with lines. The procedure for removing the filters from the tungsten sampling container is as follows. Check the dose rate with a portable radiometer. Contact a radiation protection officer if safety limits are exceeded. Use precaution measures to prevent the spread of contamination. Remove the bottom of the sampling container and remove the filter assembly. Remove the particulate filter limiting locking ring. Remove the fiberglass particulate filter from the emergency silver-activated zeolite iodine cartridge. Condensed water must be drained from the condenser using the drain valve. Check the dose rate of water in the cooler with a portable radiometer if the outlet is not connected to the sewer. During discharge, monitor the dose rate from the discharged water in the collection container. After draining the water, it is necessary to close the drain valve.